I'm live, I think. Now I'm live. Awesome. All right. Hey, everybody. A little bit of a delay, and I'm flying solo tonight, so let's see what happens. um, we're just going to give it a minute, see if anybody comes in. I hope. Oh, somebody's here. Again, if you're just joining, by myself tonight, so I might be a little late on responding to the chat, but I'm going to try my best. And I got to remember to look at the camera and not the screen. It's 7:01. I'm going to wait till like 7:03 to get going here. Uh, yeah, let's see how my first solo stream with all the new equipment goes. I think I got everything ready. I'm gonna fill up this bowl of water. 1 second. Bowl of water and ice for later. All right, let's get going. We can get going. So, um, we're doing the Philly roast pork tonight, and in my opinion, it is the best sandwich out of Philly. Far beats the cheesesteak. You can't beat the Philly roast pork. And the great thing about the Philly roast pork is you like almost can't mess it up. Like it's such an easy sandwich, very few ingredients. Um, so yeah, so let's get talking about what is the Philly roast pork. The Philly roast pork is a braised pork sandwich with pork au jus, sauteed broccoli to rabe, and provolone cheese. So that's what I'm gonna be cooking tonight. Let's talk about let's talk about what we're drinking tonight. I'm having a beautiful beer. Get sauce. Cheers to everybody here. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments. All right, so let's talk about what pork we want to use for our Philly roast pork. We want to use the pork shoulder. Bone in, bone out, doesn't necessarily matter. Um, the only problem where bone in would be a problem is if you're going to use a sandwich slicer, but if you're, just average Joe around the kitchen, you don't have to really worry about a sandwich slicer. Like nobody really, or not sandwich slicer, meat slicer, apologize. Meat slicer. No one really just has one laying around. Current bit rate is higher than recommended. Bit rate's fine. Okay, is it? Oh, never mind. The bit rate's not fine. Pause. 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Forgot something very key to my setup. I'm coming back. I'm coming. I promise. I can't believe I forgot this. I knew I forgot something. See, this is what happens when I fly solo. I might lose you for like 2 seconds, but I'll be back. I promise. Never mind. There we go. Whew. All right, here we go. I'm back. I had to change out my connection. I was on Wi-Fi. I forgot to set up my LAN. Can we call it LAN anymore? Am I dating myself? Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. Philly roast pork sandwich, super easy to make. I have here half a pork shoulder, bone in. Again, not worried about bone in, bone out. It's not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna remove the skin. Um, it's really easy. It's not hard. I need my beer. Hold on. All right, so let's remove the skin off this pork shoulder. It's just we don't need it. It's not going to add anything to the sandwich. You get a little meat in there. It's all right. It's not going to kill anybody. This is a pretty big cut of meat right here. This is probably going to be, after I get everything removed from it, probably around 3.5 pounds, all said and done. So that. Again, I mean, there's things where you make a pork shoulder, you can leave the skin on, but we don't need the skin on for this. So, coming in here. If you guys can hear me, just somebody drop a comment real quick if anybody can hear me. Again, I'm flying solo, so I'm kind of going off the mercy of my monitor and not so much the streaming software. So just a friendly hey in the comments would make me feel a lot better. All right. Get that bit of skin off. All right, good. Skin's off. Again, you could go through the trouble of removing the bone. I really don't think you have to. What you might want to do is, if you have a little bit of extra fat, just trim it off. You don't, I mean, it'll add flavor, but you don't want it too greasy. And, you know, obviously pork has quite a bit of fat on it. Awesome. And does it look good now that I set it up on the Ethernet? I keep saying LAN. Jeez. You guys remember dial-up internet? I do. You guys remember no internet? I do. All right. So just trimming this up real quick, getting some of the more fatty bits off. There's a big hunk of fat right there. I might leave that on. I'm not too worried about it. All right, we'll leave that on. We'll get rid of this fat. Where is my... There we go. Okay, so we want to make a dry rub for this. And I already kind of pre-mixed some stuff here. This is Italian seasoning, red pepper flake, salt, and pepper. I'm going to put this in my food processor. All right. And let me get this out of the way. I'm going to add in 3 cloves of garlic. You can use garlic powder, but I think when you use the actual cloves of garlic, it just makes it like kind of like a paste when you go to put it on. So plop that in there. Turn on your food processor. It's going to be a little loud for a couple seconds, but awesome. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Suzanne. It's going to get loud for a couple seconds just while we mix this up. Awesome. Now again, this is going to be our dry rub for our pork shoulder. It's Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, red pepper flake, and I just put in 3 cloves of garlic. All right, now we just want to rub this all over our pork roast. Okay, so you could be generous with this rub. It's okay. The beauty about this sandwich is you don't really need to sear it. So if you were going to sear it, I would recommend not putting your herbs on just yet, just because they're going to burn and get bitter. But because we're not searing this, it's okay to kind of put this dry rub herb and spices on right now. It's all right if you get it on the board. You can rub it on the board in a minute. I could have gone a little bit more, but it's all right. We'll make it work. Sleeve off Friday, Garrett. Yeah, and I grabbed the wrong tank top. This one's about 2 sizes too small, so the apron's covering up my belly right now. If you guys don't know me personally and you watch this, I'm 6'4", 300-ish pounds. Garrett knows the ish. So I'm not necessarily a small guy. So when I say my belly's showing, my belly's showing. All right. Great. Just dropped my towel. That's okay. All right. Now that we get this on, I'm going to wipe my hands a second. Good. And I have butcher's twine here somewhere. I do, right here. Beautiful. Nerd. Thanks, Bailey. With my butcher's twine, all I'm really doing is helping the roast keep its shape, especially like if it's got a couple different muscles on it, like this one does. So, like this will open up like this. So, I'm just going to put, I don't even have to put that much. I'm going to just put this one tie here, so it'll keep its shape while it's roasting. All right. Beautiful. Cut off your excess. Okay. So now for our au jus. What are you doing with my towel? See, this is what happens when I don't have somebody here to help me. Keep forgetting things. So just put this aside on your, tie your apron. Listen, cooking's not always pretty. A good friend of mine, he might be watching this stream, was talking about moves in jiu-jitsu one time, and they're not always pretty. And the way he described this was, there's a lot of 3s and 4s in the world. They need love too. It's kind of like cooking. A lot of 3s and 4s in your cookbook, but you know what? They still taste just as good. I didn't mean it like that, by the way. I apologize. All right, so let's set this aside. Good. And we're going to get the rest of our gravy elements ready. So I'm going to just slice up one onion real quick. It doesn't need to be like diced. It doesn't need to be anything like that. Just slice it up. There's a reason for that. We'll just see that in a couple minutes. A little movie magic. Thank you guys so much for coming. If you're drinking tonight, get sauced. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments. I have a, you guys can probably see, I have a beautiful Miller High Life. The champagne of beers for those of you who didn't know. Hey Justin, what's up, buddy? All right, so just dice an onion or slice an onion up real quick. Good. Beautiful. Set that aside. Okay. And we are going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic. 5 cloves of garlic are going to go into our au jus. Get that out of the way. Okay, so because we're not searing anything, we don't need anything hot. So I have here my big old Dutch oven, like that. Put your onions on the bottom. Your garlic in there. Make sure you don't have any of the paper of the garlic, if you will. Go good. And all of your board spices, all the spices that are still on the board, let's get them in there too. Go ahead and add a little bit. Now, we're going to take our roast right on top. Okay? Make sure you got all your onions in there. You might be thinking, oh my God, Sean, all that garlic, all that onions? Yeah, I am thinking that. Be an adult. Expand your palate. Drinking Heineken tonight. There we go. Somebody's listening to me. Thanks, Lauren. Okay. Let me get this board out of the way. Beautiful. This is why I'm saying this is like the easiest recipe. Like you can't really mess this recipe up. Now I have here chicken stock. You can use pork stock if you have it. Very rarely will you find Jeff, thank you. Oh, Tim's got Irish whiskey. Ooh, Tim, I like your style. Again, if you can find pork stock, make your own pork stock, great, use it. I wouldn't recommend beef stock with this. You want kind of like a lighter broth, a jus gravy with this, but I have 4 cups here, and I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Just because I don't want this to dry out while it's roasting. 2 cups of water. There we go. Beautiful. And now we cover. And we're going to go into a 350 degree oven until internal reaches about 190. I'm trying to think of the math per pound. Roast this size, you got like 4 pounds, probably going to be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Just use your instant read thermometer. And check it. If you think it's at an hour and a half, check it. If it reads 190, great. We'll be there. More slapping of the later. I'll slap some meat later. All right. So let us pop this into an oven. preheated at 350 degrees. Awesome. Garlic's here. Now, let's get our accoutrements ready. I don't know if anybody, I don't even think I said that right. The classic go-to with this sandwich, provolone cheese, get it from any supermarket, and broccoli rabe, which I have. So, I'm going to get this ready. And I've had this pot of salted water going. All right. We're going to get that ready. Here is my broccoli rabe. It's already rinsed. Just got to get this crap off of it. Okay. And just cut the stems off. Okay. Let's cut our stems off real quick. Let's get a knife. From my fancy knife drawer there. Oh my God, close. What's going on here? Boom. So I'm just going to cut these off. Beautiful. You know, you don't want that like woody bit that you usually get like bottom asparagus and broccoli rabe and things. So what we're going to do with this broccoli rabe is we're going to blanch it, okay? I'm going to cook it in some boiling water for like 3-4 minutes, all right? And then I'm going to take it out. I don't want the green to go away. I don't want it to get all limp and bleh. 25 minutes per pound. Thank you, Dave. 25 minutes per pound on your roasted pork. I couldn't think of the math in my head. So as soon as this water comes up to boil, which should not be that long, we're going to blanch this. Basically, you're like par cooking it, and then we're going to finish it off in the pan. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put some olive oil in this pan. Good amount. There we go, however much that is. And I'm going to get this on low. On medium low right there. And I have the rest of my garlic here. And I'm just going to chop up. You can go as thin or as thick, whatever, with the garlic. You don't even have to chop it up. You could leave it just in there, kind of to infuse the oil. But I'm going to kind of just dice it up a little bit, making sure I don't have any of the skin on there. All right, so I'm going to just slice it real thin. The knife's not as sharp as it should be. I'm so happy you guys are here for this stream. I hope you guys have been liking and subscribing to the channel. I've been putting out the YouTube shorts. I've been trying to put them out twice a week. I just put one out right before I went live here. It's a stuffed crust chicken farm. And if you want to know what that means, you got to watch the video. See that? Marketed. All right, so let's get our garlic in here. And again, because I'm on low, I'm not really frying this garlic yet. I'm just going to infuse the oil a little bit. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it on warm. As soon as this water's boiling, we're cooking with gas. Literally. I've got gas in the house. Yeah, so this sandwich, you can't screw it up, all right? Let's get our broccoli rabe ready, and then we'll do some movie magic and make our sandwich. Get rid of this. And I don't need cutting. I'll get a cutting board. Look at that. So I was trying to get someone to help me do the stream because it's like a lot to set everything up, and you know it's also good to just have somebody there to bounce your ideas off of. And unfortunately, I couldn't. Everybody's kind of tied up tonight, so I was like super nervous that I was going to screw everything up. So I apologize if this seems a little shaky, but let this warm up. Oh, also in our oil, because we are so low right now, I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. I want our broccoli rabe to have a little bit of. Thanks, Garrett. Content. Yes, I'm making content. Now, you don't want to put red pepper flakes in. You want to be a child. That's on you. I'm putting them in. Let that infuse the oil. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to pulp cook these, and we're going to drop them in an ice bath to stop them from cooking. Then we take them out of the ice bath, we cut them up, we drop them in here, we toss it with the salt, pepper, garlic, olive oil, the New Jersey Italian combo, and go from there. I'll help you anytime, bud. Thanks, Dave. You know what? I should have texted you. I forgot. Man, this thing's killing me. Oh, let me get a lid over. I was trying not to like have that boiling in the background while I was doing this, trying to time it right, but so when your roast pork is done, okay, ideally you're gonna let it come up to room temperature, and then you are going to refrigerate it overnight, and that just makes slicing it a little easier, whether you're using a knife or a meat slicer. But it's not necessary. But I would do it. I definitely would, refrigerate overnight. Did I refrigerate overnight? No, I didn't refrigerate overnight. I was way behind trying to do this. There we go. Now the water's boiling. So you need to do a lid. If you're just coming in, you're just joining. Made a Philly roast pork sub tonight. I already have my pork shoulder in the oven braising. Got movie magic. I already got one done. All right. You don't have to worry. You're not going to sit here for 2 hours. Love the venison cottage pie recipe. We'll definitely be trying that. Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, that one, wow, that was good. That was really good. Not going to lie to you, that was like the first time I made cottage pie with venison, and it popped. Like, it definitely, it wasn't very gamey, which was, for people who aren't used to eating venison, that's the biggest complaint. It's like, oh my God, it's so gamey. You couldn't tell. It was venison. It tasted like beef, but it was just, it was good. It was, I very much, I'm going to add that to my rotation of things I cook. So, water's just about ready. This smells delicious, this olive oil and garlic and red pepper mixture right here. Once I get the broccoli rabe in the water, I'm going to bump up this so it actually starts like kind of cooking the garlic a little bit. We're just there. One more minute. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, thanks for checking it out. I do cooking live streams every Friday, and I'm also doing short little cooking recipes. Editing them, shooting them, editing everything, except my first video. Shout out to Oak Leaf Media. They did my first video. Check that out on my page. It's a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. It's a full video, 10 minutes long. I swear a little bit in it. Just so you know, this channel is like not safe for kids. Definitely drop a couple F-bombs every once in a while, especially the more I drink. Try not to say anything like too crazy. Might happen every once in a while if you watched last week, but that's all right. No harm, no foul. All right, our water's boiling. So, broccoli rabe in to the boiling water. It's all in there. And you'll actually see it get this like really, really vibrant green as it goes. So 3 minutes. All right, that's all you really got to do with that. 3 minutes. Yeah. So let that go. Let that boil, and then we're gonna saute it. So yes, I'm gonna turn this up. I'll turn this up to. We'll do medium high. Why not? Don't burn your garlic though, but burnt garlic does not taste good. But this is going to be nice and spicy, which I like. It's going to have that little bit of bite to it because we let it infuse with the red pepper. Now, you could do like a red chili. Ryan said, I really like his oven. Thanks, Ryan. I like my oven too. I use it all the time. You could use like a red chili, like a bird's eye or something like that in here. But unfortunately, I couldn't find one. So just red pepper flakes, fine. A little more some more Italian American. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lower this to medium low. I don't want to burn the garlic while this is cooking. All right. Listen, like, we really don't have much more to do. Like, again, this sandwich is so. The only thing you got to do with this is prep it overnight. Like, prep the meat overnight, and you really don't have to do that. And if you have an Instapot, like I do, I cheated and I used my Instapot to make my first one, and it only took me about an hour instead of 2 hours, and then leaving it overnight. So keep that in mind. Instapot. I highly recommend any type of automatic pressure cooker to anybody. Like, they have saved me with so many recipes. They just cut your time. Like, if you have short time, I highly recommend it. I have an older one. I have a Fagor. It's the same brand as my hot plate. It's a little bit older, but it does the job. I can do like a pot roast in an hour and have it like falling apart. So, highly recommend you get one. I'm gonna crush this beer. One down. All right. I see we got some new viewers, so thank you for watching. This is Get Sauce. If you're new here, I drink, I cook, show you guys some recipes. We're doing a Philly roast pork sandwich tonight. All right. So our broccoli rabe is blanching right now, and your water's gonna start getting green, and it's gonna start getting really, really, really bright. That's what you want, but you don't want it to start getting like too wilted. You'll kind of feel the stems still have a little bit of bite to them. That's what you want. We love our Instant Pot. Yeah, the Instant Pot, awesome. I highly recommend everybody gets Instant Pot if you don't have one. Bump that back up. We're at about 3.5 minutes here, so we want to drop these in the ice pan, which I have right here. I also have tongs ready to go. Look at that. The ice pan stops it from cooking. We don't want to overcook. We want to have some bite with our broccoli rabe. Also, the blanching removes some of the bitterness. Okie. Get this out of the way. And yeah, we'll bring this forward. Okay, so we've blanched our broccoli rabe. Ice bath. Stop it from cooking. Still got a little bit of bite to it. Now we gotta get the water out of it before we fry it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hot mess, literally. So I usually get yelled at for using too many paper towels, but it is what it is. And this is my last roll, so let's see how this goes. And I'm all ready. All right. You can also kind of squeeze this before. That's okay, because we're gonna chop it all up anyway. Leave the stems in there. A little bit of crunch. This batch is pretty leafy. So dry these off. These are not the paper towels I usually use. These are crappy paper towels. I'm a paper towel snob. Emily will tell you all. I'm not gonna do product placement with my paper towels because they're not paying me, but one day. All right, got a lot of the water out. Now, just chop this up real quick. Really, you just gotta chop it maybe like 3 times into like 1.5 inch pieces. And we are going to saute it in our garlic and pepper. I'm gonna get my towel back. Really gotta figure out what to do with this towel. This is bothering me a little bit. Okay, so let's add our salt and pepper. Good amount of salt. Pepper. Good amount of salt too. Screw it. Mix that all up. I'm gonna turn my heat up again because I really want to get some color on this. I want to get, you don't want to burn it, but you definitely want to, fry it a little bit. While that's going, pretend with me that we went into the future. 2 hours. Wow. Now, we've taken our roast pork out, and we're left with our beautiful juices and onions and garlic. Ooh. We want to blend this. You can put it into a blender if you want, if you feel like going through that trouble, or get a little emulsion blender, a little hand blender, like I have. Sorry, I gotta stir this. Have right here, plugged into the wrong thing. This is a hand blender, emulsion blender, for those of you who don't know. All right, and basically, I'm going to blend all the onions and garlic and broth and pork juice and, oh, God, delicious. Do you guys like my little time travel? Like, ooh, going to the future. All right, so let's blend this real quick. Really want to make sure you blend up everything. Don't skimp on the blending. You're going to kind of get this beautiful kind of white gravy. Beautiful. Pop that bad boy off. I'm going to do that again. Boom. I have 2 emulsion blenders. I only know how to use one of them. Get that out of the way. Now, put this back on the heat. Maybe like a medium low. All right? Stir up your broccoli, Rob. Ooh, you're starting to smell the color that you're getting on this. Wow. Burn my hand real quick. Oh! Wow! That is delicious. I don't even want to cook it anymore. That's really good. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave that. All right. Let's get our little thing out of the way here. Without burning ourselves. And let's get the star of the show here. Here is our room temperature pork roast. Because we went into the future. Ooh. Now, if you tied it, cut your string off. It should hold its shape. Now, when this comes out, you want it tender. You do not want it falling apart. Okay? If they fall apart, you're not going to get the slices that you want. No bueno. Okay? So, I recommend, hear me out here. I recommend cutting this with a bread knife. If you have a very sharp bread knife, like I do, cut it with a bread knife. All right? We want to get thin slices. All right? This is where the meat slicer would come into play. But let's see here. Oh, yeah. Kind of as thin as you can get them here. That is a beautiful. Now, when you start getting into these bigger pieces, you're going to cut them in half in a minute. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Cooked, still moist. How's it taste? Unreal. That's how it tastes. All right. Enough of that. Keep slicing. Again, it's okay if they're a little bit bigger here on the thicker part. We're just going to cut them up in a minute. Now, if you look and you're like, oh, that, if you're questioning if your pork is done just because you got the tiniest little bit of color in there, it's fine. I promise you're not going to die. Thanks, Lauren. It is delicious. You know, in other countries, they literally eat raw pork, and they're fine. You'll be fine. You can get a tampon pork. All right, so down to the end here, I'm just going to cut this up. Cut up this. Hold on. That's so good. And again, I didn't refrigerate this. That's a big hunk of fat. It tastes delicious. I didn't refrigerate this. I just let this come to room temp, and it's cutting up fine. Really, the overnight in the fridge is like I said, if you have a meat slicer, that's where that's going to come into play. So we're going to cut these up pretty small, maybe like inch and a half. It's going on a sandwich, so you want to be able to bite through it, you know? Thanks, Suzanne. It tastes amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. All right, so this is why I don't know if drunk jokes can go over well, but this is why I couldn't be a drunk dealer. Get high on my own supply here with this pork. So we are going to probably shouldn't have just wiped my mouth with that, but whatever. Whatever. So the alcohol's for. All right, we're gonna add this to our au jus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, get that cutting board out of the way. Now, this au jus hot. We just kind of want to warm this. Oh, ready? Ready for this? This is just covered in the gravy. All right, let it get hot in there. Now, keep dropping my towel. Let's talk bread. I like a nice, for this sandwich particular, I like a nice sesame seed, like hoagie roll. Okay? They call them Nicky rolls sometimes. That's my go-to for this sandwich. Do you have to toast it? No, you don't have to toast it. But what I would recommend, cheese on bottom. Don't ask me why, but cheese on bottom seems to be the best way to eat this sandwich. So, ta-da! Bread. Listen, if you want to make your own bread, go ahead and make your own bread. I'm not making my own bread. There we go. Now, when you slice this, as you do with any wet hoagie, don't slice all the way through. Slice it about 3/4 so your juice doesn't fall. And ta-da! Provolone cheese. Now, the traditional Philly way is with crumbled, like sharp provolone. Okay, bougie. You'll be fine. Here's some regular provolone from the deli. Do I need 3 slices? I don't need 3 slices. I'm going to eat this, though. Mmm. Delicious. Wow. really good, actually. That provolone. What brand is that? Pretty sure this is just Acme brand provolone. It's like, that's like a solid provolone. Now, let's get some of our broccoli rabe on here. Don't overload it, right? Everything has a place. That's it. That's good. That's not. One a little more. All right. Should I put a plate down? Probably. I put a plate down. Now, our roasted pork and our au jus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get a little of this gravy here. Watch this. That's skill. That is skill. Pure skill. All right. Look at this baby. Look at that. I had to take a picture. I didn't take a picture last time. Oh. Oh, that looks good. Hi, Merm. Let's fold this up. Get a bite. Everybody, Merm is Emily's mom, my girlfriend, and it was just her birthday. So wish her a happy birthday in the comments. Here we go. Taste test. Oh. Oh. One second. Wow. That is insane. Sorry, I have broccoli rabe in my teeth. This came out so good. Like, unbelievable. Perfect sandwich. I won't use that. That's a perfect sandwich. Thank you, Gretchen. Thanks, Tim. I'm like, listen, I feel like I'm a pretty good cook most of the time, right? And then I get imposter syndrome. And then I cook something like that. That is unbelievable. That's why Philly's better than New York. Right there. Forget the Phils. Forget the Eagles. Go Phils, by the way. But that sandwich is that's the Philly sandwich. Like, there's like, oh, Philly cheesesteak. Listen, not for nothing. Cheesesteaks are awesome. Cheesesteaks are a dime a dozen. The Italian roast pork destroys the cheesesteak. Like, this is Tyson versus a bum in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Roasted pork versus Philly cheesesteak. I'm sorry if I look gross eating right now. Unreal. Right? So when I do these shows, I like rush over to my parents real quick, let them eat some stuff. I'm literally signing off of here and going over there. I hope they're watching right now because I hope they're excited to eat this sandwich. This is wow. Wow. I hate shooting my own horn, but I'm gonna. Anyway, Philly roast pork, beer. You can't go wrong. So, this is our second live stream on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Um, if you have recipes you want me to try, if you have restaurants you want me to review, if you have cooking methods you want me to review, cooking gadgets you want me to review, that's what this channel is. I'm all things food, get sauced. I'll review beers. I don't even drink that. I only really drink anymore when I do this. Speaking of which, but sorry, got another one. Let me know. Message me on Facebook. Message me on here. Oh my God, this is so good. I don't even want to talk. I just want to keep eating it. I'm sorry. This is so good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. I need to get 1,000 subscribers in a year so I can start making money on YouTube. So, if you want to support me, let the channel grow so I can continue to do this for you guys, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you all so much. A lot of weird stuff going on in the world right now. Eat good food, spread the love, get sauced. That's all I gotta say. Cheers, everybody. Have a good weekend.